What is up, guys? Blade Angel here. So I'm going to be doing part 2 for this video because I figured if I didn't get around to it now, I would never get around to it. So as you can see, we are going to be using the Yamaha R6 today. And we're going to be racing in Japan because that is fitting. And I really love the sound on this bike. It's just a really nice sounding bike. I'm not really someone who's into bike exhaust notes, let me be honest. I normally don't even like the sound of V-twins for that matter, which, you know, basically Harleys. So I'm not really into the Triumph. So last video I was using a Daytona 675R. Didn't really like the sound of it. Don't really like the sound of Triumphs in general. So and anyways, back to this game. Yeah, just riding this R6 as I said. So my brother does own a 2017 R6 because I kind of was derping up last video where I wasn't sure. It's a 2017 one, and if you probably already knew if you watched this video, and I'll link to it again in this video. But you know, one thing I want to talk about. So if you know bikers, they always do a little biker wave. You know, they wave at other bikers on the road. I'm trying not to be a dick and knock people down, but they're really putting themselves in that situation. But they always wave at each other, and like people in Jeeps, they always wave at each other too, because I have a lot of acquaintances and friends who own Jeeps, and whenever I ride along with them, whenever they see another Jeep, they wave at them. And I think that's really cute and awesome. So I was like, let me do the same thing in my Mustang. And my brother used to do the same thing when he owned his V6 Mustang, and my brother still does it now when he owns his Camaro SS. So what my brother and me have kind of noticed is that the V6 owners for both our respectable cars and the 4-cylinder turbos, because that's a thing now. But, you know, the Eco, well, we'll just say 4-cylinder turbos because I'm talking about the Mustang and Camaro. So, you know what I mean, we'll just call them non-V8 owners. The non-V8 owners never really wave back, and it's really strange because they outnumber us by a huge margin. So at first, like, I don't want to come off as a douche saying like, oh wow, you know, I'm so cool for having the V8, you know, the V6s need to bow down to me. But like, this is just like a friendly gesture, you know. I always wave, and it's just, I hardly come across other V8s. Like, you know, I probably only see probably 3-4 GTs a week. Like, not that many, but I see like 3 V6 Mustangs like a day. Like, there are so many V6 Mustangs where I live, and there's hardly any other V8 owners. And it's so weird how the few V8 owners that I do come across, they always wave back. Like, whenever I wave at them, they initiate the wave. They'll wave at me and I'll wave back. And it's just so weird how none of the V6, like, there's so many of them, so many of them, yet like only 10% of them wave back. Like, there's no way that's like, this is like we're doing some scientific study up in here. Like, there's a reason why they're not doing it. And my brother and me have kind of come to a conclusion, and I know some of you guys are going to think it's probably too biased of one or probably too intense of one. But like, my brother and me, we jokingly make fun of V6 Mustangs, V6 Mustang convertibles, and we call them poontangs because 99% of the time it's driven by a blonde woman or a blonde teenage girl who got her money from daddy. And they, you know, they always wear sunglasses, and they have like such a smug look on their face. And then my brother and me noticed, like, using the poontang thing, we started looking at V6 owners in general, and they almost always, like, you know, they're the stereotypical 20 to 30 person, you know, non-car people. They're like, you know, they just look so stuck up. I don't know, like, I know this sounds so douchey saying that they come off as stuck up, but they do. Like, you know, they got the douche hairstyles. They wear sunglasses while driving their car all the time, every time, even when it's not even bright outside. And I mean, it's a car in general too. Like, I hardly ever wear sunglasses in a car because it's a car, and I don't even wear one. Obviously, when you're riding a motorcycle, you're wearing a helmet. You should be. Like, I know a lot of cruiser riders do not wear helmets. I never really understood that. They're just freaking squids, man. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, but you probably should keep yourself protected. The few times my brother and I talk to the V6 owners, they are really uninterested. Like almost every time when my brother and I meet another like V8 owner, we jokingly say like, hey, you know, nice car. We're just like, nice car, man, I love your car. And they'll just smile, laugh, like, yo, I love your car too, because duh, we have the same car. And like, you would expect the same camaraderie from, like, I didn't want to be that GT owner. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be nice to everyone who owns a Mustang. Except they weren't nice back. So I was just like, what? Like I said, it just, like, I'm not bashing V6 owners, I'm not hating them. I'm just generally confused how there are clearly more of them than GT owners, yet despite having more to work with, hardly any of them respond. So it's like, it's just really stupid in my opinion. Like, I know you're probably thinking I sound too conceited to expect them to wave back to me because the world doesn't revolve around me. I'm not that important. But it's not like, that's not why I'm doing it. I just think it's a nice friendly gesture, and I think it's cute. It's like, you know, you can only open the door for someone so much and have them like not thank you, and it just kind of irks you a little bit. That's all this really is. It's just an irking feeling. It's not me hating them. So I guess what my brother came to conclusion is he's like, a lot of V6 owners or 4-cylinder owner, non-V8 owners, they buy the car because for two reasons. One, to just get the name. Like, you know, you can tell your friends now that you own a Mustang or Camaro and you've only spent like 20, 30 grand out of pocket. And that's pretty cool, you know. Your friends, like, to non-car people, when they hear that, like, wow, that guy owns a Mustang or that guy owns a Camaro, he's so well off, you know, he's a, you know, you look, it's like a status symbol. And that's why they buy it, and that's why they come off as so smug, because they just like hold their chin freaking high while driving. I shit you not, some of them have that like look on their face. And it's just, you know, they just really think they're above everyone and don't deserve to like talk about it. Like, they didn't buy the car to be part of the car community. They bought it to just be a prick. And that's why if you're watching this video and you're a V6 owner, if you bought it as like an entry level car into the car enthusiast community, I don't care. Like, you're awesome, okay? Like, you're great, and that's awesome. I won't stop you, because I know I shit on V6 Mustangs on my main channel every now and then. But, like, I don't hate them, especially the newer ones. The newer ones are a really cheap and nice way to get 300 horsepower. You can find used 2011 V6 Mustangs for, like, probably around 10, 12 grand even. Like, and that's a really good way to get 300 horsepower and get a car that's not even that old. Like, that's just, you know, 6 years old or so. So, it's a win-win for everyone. Like, that's a great car. And if you want to buy that car, more power to you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. However, it just, you know, you love the car though, it's good, but like, there are clearly people buying it for just status symbol, and I know that's nothing new, but it does make me sad because, you know, I'm their senpai, you know, I'm the GT owner here, I'm the one who owns the more expensive car. Why are they acting like they're above me? Like, it confuses me. And some of them talk like that. Like, when I talk to them, I just get the feeling that they're like annoyed or just don't want to talk back, like they're too good for me. And it's just like, bruh, like most people, if someone stops to say hi, or like if you're at a gas station or something, like I said, if I'm with another GT, I'll just be like, nice car, and we'll just jokingly say that back. Sometimes I don't even speak of more than 2 sentences of other GT owners, but in those 2 sentences, we had a really good, engaging interaction. It was just, we said very nice things that made us happy. You know, it makes your day. But the moment I talk to some V6 owners, they just, you know, the first words that come out of their mouth are just annoyance. Like, you can tell in the tone of their voice that they're just annoyed by my presence, or annoyed by the fact that I'm greeting them. And that is just really stupid. It's really childish of them. And I know it's just, I can't believe it. Like, it just makes me sad, because it's just, why? Like, I can't believe people buy Camaros and Mustangs just as a status symbol. And I know, I mean, thank God they don't own the V8s, but they're the ones ruining, especially for Mustangs, they're the ones ruining our image, because most of the times it's a base model V6 that's running into crowds, or, you know, revving and thinking it's, you know, the world's fastest sports car, which now brings me to the second reason as to why people buy V6s. So another thing my brother and I discussed is that a lot of people don't know trims. Like, they buy the highest, they buy like a premium EcoBoost or premium V6, and they completely have no realization that it is not the highest model possible. Like, my brother talks about in his video, like, there are some people who go to dealerships, because some dealerships, especially depending on where you live, don't even carry the V8 models, because they can't sell the V8 models. They know no one wants it. And because of that, you know, and we all know normies don't really go private sellers, which, by the way, I normally would recommend a private seller over a dealership, but unless you have a trade-in, then sure, go for a dealership, but please, for the love of God, know what you're doing. But these guys, like, you know, they let themselves get herded around, and college students, this happens to a lot too. College students are really terrible with trims, and, like, you know, age 20 to 30 people. You know, they graduate college, they don't know anything about cars. They don't know trims, and they get upselled all the time. Like, some of my brother's coworkers have paid more for a Hyundai Sonata than he has for his Camaro 1SS. And that's really sad. Because they have no idea how trims work, or they have no idea what they're doing, and they're letting themselves get, you know, marked up for 3 to 5 grand. So for the love of God, guys, please do your research. And it's just so dumb, because some of the, like, my brother talked to an old, you know, I'll use my story because he tells the stories on his channel, but I also met an old guy, and he owned a premium EcoBoost, and when he showed me the price that he bought his premium EcoBoost, I literally, like, wanted to, like, pat him on the shoulder and, like, play a sad violin sound. He spent way more. Basically, like, he spent like 37 grand on his EcoBoost, and it was just like, why? Like, you can buy a Mustang GT for that price if you look in the right, not even in the right places. It's not even hard. You can easily find a Mustang GT Premium for that price. And it blew my mind, because, like, when I told him that, I was like, he didn't even know Mustangs had different engines. That was the first problem. He says he apparently just walked into the dealership, asked him what their highest model of Mustang that they had available was, and they guided, you know, they herded him over. Like I said, dealerships will herd you over. If you don't know anything about cars, just don't go to a dealership. Buy from, or bring someone who does know about cars with you, because if you let yourself be guided around by the salesman, you're already screwed. You need to be the one doing the fight, not I'm scratching my nose so I crashed. But you can't let yourself be herded around by them, because you need to know what you're buying. You can't just walk in there and be like, yeah, so I vaguely know what car I want, can you show me? Like, that's when they're gonna get you on the trims. And that's where they're gonna upsell you and rip you off. And like I said, where I live, a lot of dealerships just straight up don't even carry a GT because, well, they don't sell enough. Like, obviously, you can't really blame dealerships sometimes, because there might be too many non-car people in an area. And obviously for the GT that I bought, I had to drive like over 130 miles to get it. And I also didn't buy it new. I bought it used, obviously. Oh boy, the previous owner was quite the guy, let me tell you guys. That's a story for another time. I mean, but like I said, I got my GT so cheap that, you know, he could have told me that they had sex in the back and there were STDs in the back seats, and I probably still would have bought the GT for the price that I did, because it was so ridiculously cheap. But you know, that's why it irked me so much, because this old guy, really nice fellow actually, so I've been stereotyping, you know, EcoBoost and V6 owners as douches this whole time. This guy was a really nice guy, but I can tell he got ripped off. Like I said, I'll show the price that he paid for it, and wow, like, I just can't believe it. With that said, that's all I really had for this video. I hope you enjoyed the rant or had some entertainment from it. Maybe if you're a V6 owner, please don't be a douche. Please be, you know, please be that guy. Just be enthusiastic about the car you love. You don't have to wave at everyone, like I said, but for the love of God, don't, like, if someone stops and talks to you at a gas station, just be nice. You know, that's the model of this video. Be nice. If you like this channel, if you like cars, racing, motorcycle, anything that has to do with gaming, anime, cars, I don't even care. I don't even know what this channel is going to be at this point. It's a gaming channel. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, share with friends, and hit that notification bell. Other than that, Blade Angel out.